It seems like figures on the far right don't even know how to react to some of their own these days. Tucker Carlson spoke with actress and comedian Roseanne Barr during his live special last week and said he was freaked out when Barr echoed the entirely false claim that liberals like the taste of human blood. But Carlson insisted that she was not crazy. Take a look.
It's going to be the emperor went to Epstein Island and ate people. And you know they do that. You know they eat babies. That is not It's true.
So it's not just the dogs and the cats, not just the pets.
It's not just the dogs and the cats. They're full-on vampires. And everybody still thinks I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy. They're full-on vampires. They love the taste of human flesh and they drink human blood. They do, Tucker. Stop staring at me like that.
You're freaking me out, man. Because you spent your life in the entertainment business, so I think you have some authority on this.
This moment raises a good question, which is how far are right-wing media personalities willing to go in their support for former President Donald Trump? Robby.
Yeah, I think this is more just a cautionary tale in taking entertainment figures too seriously. Roseanne is an actress and comedian who has been known for saying controversial and sensational and incorrect things for decades. It's only been a problem. It's only been unconscionable. It's only resulted in her being unpersoned from the face of the earth when all of those things took on a right-wing valence, as they have in recent years. Yeah, I think she's crazy, but I've always thought she was crazy, and that didn't really stop me from enjoying some of her comedy to the extent I enjoyed it, although I was never really a big fan of the Roseanne show or anything like that. But it was all fine. She was known for she's been saying crazy things forever. And then she became a right-wing figure, and now those crazy things are not acceptable. So, whatever. You shouldn't be looking to her for truth, but you shouldn't have been looking to her for truth before.
Well, I agree with that part. I just think I've mixed feelings about her because she has actually talked about mental illness and suffering from mental illness before. So I worry that she's actually a crazy person, and so I don't want to get into the sort of mocking the afflicted kind of situation, but I do think it's kind of absurd for even figures like Tucker to give a platform to people like that, who there's always the danger that she's going to come out with this just nutty stuff. And I don't really see what the purpose is. Yes, you can argue that, oh, we can bring people into the conversation, or she is a celebrity, but it's ultimately just having someone who seems to me quite unwell on a public stage talking complete nonsense. I mean, that's a person that if you met Roseanne as she was in that clip in a bar or a coffee shop or a restaurant, you would move away from a person who is clearly pretty troubled.
Well, I mean, clearly not. People think she's funny. They've thought she's funny for a long time. She's actually told I've referenced this on the show. She told one of my favorite jokes ever. I have it. It was made into like a TikTok or something. I saved it on my phone because then it got deleted. And it's one of the funniest jokes I've ever heard. So she has some talent, but yeah, she says crazy things. I don't know if she actually believes them or not. I don't think there's much evidence of the mass consumption of human babies by other human beings, let alone liberals or something of that nature. But I can look up all the crazy things she said over the year when she was in good standing with the mainstream media and the entertainment community, and I have to think there's something a little bit sketchy about that. But you say about platforming, again, she's an entertainment figure. I would never say, like, don't have on some performance artist kind of... I mean, I would say to the audience, don't take what she says seriously, because it's not serious and it's not true. But I wouldn't say that to be entertained by her. Some people think she's funny. Would I pay for a ticket to that? No. Yeah. But if you do, you do.
I know you do. I take the point that she did used to be a very progressive figure. I had completely forgotten. I mean, I remember her from the big show and her being a star when I was a much younger man than I am now, but I had forgotten that she actually did seek the Green Party nomination on one occasion, and she was a very progressive figure, and she actually contended at one point that an NBC show, I believe it was, that had been in the pilot stage and got cancelled because she was too progressive and too left-wing.
Fox News came for her in 2009 when she did like some Hitler photo shoot thing.
For a Jewish satirical magazine, I believe.
Right, she got attacked for anti-Semitism.
She is Jewish, I believe, right?
I don't know. Yeah, she might be. But then the big thing that she got canceled for was a racist joke about Valerie Jarrett, the Obama advisor, whom she likened to an ape. Which,
I mean, that's just appalling.
Well, obviously it is appalling. However, she said, and I believe her, that she did not know that Valerie Jarrett was black.
I mean, I don't know if our producers have a photo of Valerie Jarrett there. I mean,
I don't think she knows what she looked like. I don't think she had any idea who. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't think she's a very well-informed person. That was her explanation, is that she had no idea what the person looked like. And
that just seems nonsense.
Well.
I mean, I understand that is what she said, and you're reporting what she said, but it seems crazy to assume that you would be moved to comment upon Valerie Jarrett in a way that was about her appearance and somehow fail to register that she's black.
She also apologized for it. She said, "I didn't know it, and I apologize." And she still lost her TV show over it. And at the time, I thought that was a pretty punitive thing to do to a long-standing, controversial comedian-type figure, again, who did a Hitler photo shoot, who did all of these things, and now you've criticized an Obama official, and now you can no longer have a TV show.
The point is,
it seemed very selective to me.
It's not criticizing an Obama official. It's making a racist joke against a black woman who is prominent because she worked for Obama. That's not saying, Robert Gibbs is an ineffective press secretary or something. It's something much worse than that.
I mean, if she said something nasty about Robert Gibbs' appearance or Donald Trump's appearance or anything, I would probably feel similarly that this is just what a trash-talking comedian. Again, you should not seek political truth from celebrities in general.
Right.
I am not endorsing anything she said. I'm just like, I also don't care that much. I also think people have, at least people in this category were treated as having had the right to make broad and offensive comments, and we've moved some of these boundaries in some of these ways over time, and I don't know, she suffered because of it, and then she became even crazier and even more right-wing because this is what happened to her. So maybe that's a lesson in enforcing cancel culture so vigorously that you end up turning this person that if you think their views or their platform or whatever is dangerous, you make them into an even greater monster, which seems to be what occurred here.
Well, or the dynamics of the kind of current media moment and pop culture moment create that whole sense of audience capture where you get a certain amount of attention for being, in her case now, very right-wing, and you go further and further and further out there, and before you know where you are, you're on stage with Tucker Carlson talking about people eating babies. The other depressing part of that clip that we played was the applause that was receiving in the audience. I'm not sure that those people were amused. They may have been entertained in a different way, but it seemed as if they were sort of cheering her on. I just find the whole sort of scenario pretty dispiriting.
I don't know, isn't it? Maybe it's more like wrestling, where the people watching know it's fake and they're cheering and it's part of the performance of it.
I have been at Trump rallies where he does the thing about, fake news media, and that is a really interesting situation because roughly half the crowd take it seriously and are quite, angry, and about half the crowd do seem to think of it as wrestling or pantomime. So I take that point. I just feel everything about the Roseanne story just is dispiriting.
Well, that does it for us today on Rising. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss any of our content. And for those of you who like to listen while on the go, now available anywhere you can find podcasts. And I will be back here tomorrow. Thanks for watching.